Administration turning to AI to crack down on tariff evasion, using technology to trace how goods move through complex global supply chains. The White House says Chinese goods are being routed through third-party countries to disguise their origin and avoid U.S. tariffs. Exiger, a supply chain AI company, now developing technology that can analyze trade data, manufacturing capabilities, and shipping routes and flag potential transshipments. Joining me now is Exiger CEO Brandon Daniels. Brandon, tell us more about the work you're doing.
Hi, Jackie. It's good to see you. Thank you for having me on this morning. Well, Jackie, this work is critical to everything this administration is doing. And in fact, our global economic plans are relying on, because what we're seeing is that even though the administration is putting $500 billion into defense spending, even though all of the European nations are ramping up their defense spending, they can't build defense industrial base capacity if they can't compete on a world stage from a production pricing perspective. And that's not just in the defense industrial base. This goes to AI. This goes to data center capacity. This goes to energy infrastructure. It's everywhere. And what we're seeing is that on a conservative basis, about $75 billion of transshipped goods are entering the United States. And what they're doing is they are lowering the cost artificially of the goods in our markets. They're lowering the cost of them. They're avoiding and evading the tariffs that are put in place to level the playing field for American manufacturers and our allied manufacturers across the globe. And what they're doing is they're making it so that these industrial-based capabilities can never grow, can never generate good jobs, and they're potentially displacing anywhere between 450,000 to 2 million great jobs.
Wow.
In these key sectors.
And then on top of this, you've got the General Services Administration ordering a sweeping review of federal procedures after finding that China-made technology products, say, made in America. So we're talking about things like flash drives, docking ports, and portable chargers, all listed as U.S. origin despite being made in China or containing Chinese components. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent raising these concerns to Maria first on this program. Watch this.
We are finding watermarks of our U.S. large language models on many of the Chinese models. The U.S. government supports open source, but what we do not support is IP theft. The other question might be, should companies that are using Chinese models have to disclose that to their customers? These models have to be held to the same standard that U.S. models are, but more importantly, are they using stolen materials? There's a very technical AI word for it called distillation, but you and I would call it theft.
So, Brandon, I want your perspective. How difficult is it for companies and the government to verify the country of origin? And how does AI assist in catching this? Because you were just talking about job displacement, but then we're talking about this ending up in the lap of the end user as well. And so they're spending money on this as well.
Jackie, this is a national security risk. It is an economic risk. It is an IP and innovation risk, and every company should be incredibly concerned about it. What our AI does is it essentially tracks the underlying product that's being imported into the United States or being put inside one of our data centers or is being put on a military vessel. And what it does is it breaks down the bill of materials. What are all the parts, components, pieces, special processes that are needed in order to make that product? And what we do is we literally go down to the shipment that is being brought into the United States. We look at the facility it's coming from. We look at the company it's coming from. We look at the critical capabilities, like the equipment that facility has purchased, and understand all of the capacity for that country and that company and that facility to make that part component piece. Then what we do is we look at all of the things that that company, facility, in that place is buying. We look at all those goods and we match that to the parts components that actually go into that product that's being purchased in the United States. And what we're able to identify with our AI and with the world's largest supply chain knowledge asset or data set database, we're able to determine literally whether or not that facility or that domestic capacity could have built that part. And when it can't, we're able to say with high rates of accuracy, Jackie, 95+%, where it was actually made. And the alarming part is we're finding our servers, we're finding our memory sticks, we're finding our batteries, we're finding things, critical components going into our data centers like optical transceivers that look like they're being manufactured in Mexico, or they look like they're being manufactured in Germany or in Vietnam. And they're actually all going back to these non-market economies like China, and potentially with national security risk like firmware being installed on them that's allowing for remote callbacks like we saw with the UK Navy.
This is absolutely incredible and actually just underscores how deceptive China is in real time. I think a lot of Americans have a difficult time wrapping their head around what exactly China is doing. So I think this is demonstrative of one of the things that could really hurt us here. So it's amazing to hear how you're drilling down on this. But also I want to get to this because a new report warns that China could have an edge in one critical part of this AI race, and it's industrial data, Brandon. Beijing reportedly collecting massive amounts of data from manufacturing and robotics, which then can help train AI systems that are designed to operate out there in the physical world. Your reaction to their collection of data and how that's helping them with their innovation?
Yeah, I mean, China has a real advantage because they are not looking out for their workforce, right? The unemployment rate for individuals between 18 and 24, Jackie, right now is over 30% in China. And so they're going to automation, they're going to AI with almost complete disregard for the way that their workforce is going to adapt, adopt, and thrive from it. The United States, however, in the face of this civil military fusion that China has, which allows them to collect all of this data from all of these companies, the United States, in response to that, has incredible innovation. And this goes to what Secretary Bessent was saying. Although China can take our IP, although China can get dominance through data collection, American innovation still wins.
Yeah.
Like our data set has trillions of records on manufacturing processes, on the actual purchases that people are making. But we've done that by creating an ecosystem of companies, of global companies, not just US companies, but global companies that get virtue and benefit from being able to reorganize, manage supply chains better and more effectively. So although you're right, this is a major advantage for China, it isn't one that can't be conquered with good innovation and artificial intelligence progression on our side.
And the innovation that's happening here in America is no accident. It's a result of capitalism. Brandon Daniels, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate your time this morning.